Hey friends, welcome back to the Content Creation Challenge. This is our last video in the series. If you haven't checked out all of them, now you have a chance to go back and review. I also encourage you to review them from time to time because what you get out of them now might be different than what you get out of them a few months down the road. My name is Elena Motonono, and I have been helping online language teachers and coaches for almost 10 years. And I train them to create sustainability in their businesses so that they can scale them much more easily and do that on their own terms without anybody telling them how to do it. And this is exactly what we're doing in the Smart Teachers Library, which is a community for online language teachers and coaches. If you're interested in joining us, there's still time. The link is in the description, and I'm looking forward to seeing you there. All right, so today I would like to wrap up our series by doing evaluation. Now, why is evaluation important? Well, first of all, you cannot improve without evaluating what you have done already. And you cannot do it more efficiently as you move forward without going back and looking at, okay, what was slowing me down? Why was I not able to reach my goals or maybe even get the results that I wanted? It's very important when you evaluate not to beat yourself up about the things that you did not achieve that you thought you were going to achieve, like the number of likes or comments or whatever, but actually look at starting with your own thoughts and feelings about the process. Have they changed? Do you feel like you've become more resilient? Do you feel like you've become more intentional and purposeful in creating and posting your content? Have you been more consistent? All those things are really, really important to look at before you look at the stats. And when you look at the stats, do not feel really down by the numbers because those usually come and go. What's important is the consistency with which you show up. And so with that in mind, I wanted to show to you some of the things that are important to me when I evaluate. And without evaluation, you cannot grow. Maybe you have been posting content for some time, but if you do not evaluate your content, you can continue posting the same kind of stuff over and over and over again, and it's not bringing you the results that you want. And that's not what we want here. That's not what we are here for. We're here for growth, for sustainability. We're here to figure out how can we do that which we're currently doing better and smarter. So those are really important parameters because sometimes online language teachers, and it happens with my clients, it happens to me a lot when something is not working or is not working exactly the way I want it to. I tend to drop it and then, oh, maybe something else will work. So for example, if podcast didn't work out for you, after a couple of months, you say, well, maybe YouTube will work or maybe blogging will work. And so, but instead, you probably would be better off going back to what you're already doing and evaluating what's working, what's not working, and how you can make a difference in what's not working so that it continues to work or improves. So here's how I evaluate, and there are three components to my evaluation process. And I talked about that before, but I feel like it's really important to go into that here, to say, okay, I am going to write down everything that I've done so far. And I will look at the things that worked first. What worked? And it's very interesting that in the beginning, your primitive brain will kind of try to persuade you that nothing is working, and it's important to isolate those thoughts and look at them and say, okay, is it really true? Because anytime you say all the time or nothing or any of those categorical statements, they are bringing you into the state of hopelessness and powerlessness, which is actually not helpful, right? What we want from our evaluation is to get something out of this so that we can apply what worked and we can tweak what didn't work and maybe do more of the things that worked. So in the very beginning, what's important is to look at your thoughts. How did you think when stuff worked? Your emotions and the action steps that you took. So for example, what worked when I evaluate my content creation or the work of on any specific platform, I think, well, what worked here? What did I think that was working? Well, I could say, for example, what worked is posting consistently. What did I think to help me post consistently? Well, I was thinking, how can I make it easy for myself? How did I feel? I felt hopeful. What steps did I take? Well, I created a system that allowed me to post so much a week or so many times a month, for example, if it comes to the newsletter. Then the second thing is, what didn't work? Maybe you set out and you wanted for something to work more efficiently, and then it didn't. So again, you evaluate and say, okay, what did I think about the stuff that didn't work? Maybe it didn't work for you to make offers. What did I think about making offers on social media or through newsletter? Maybe I was thinking, I'm afraid that people will say no. Maybe your thought was anxiety or fear, and the action was not posting or not talking or talking less about what you want to offer. Or maybe you talked about your offer, but you did not get people's responses. And so your thinking was, well, nobody cares. And then you felt powerless, and then you didn't follow up, for example. What didn't work? And then the third question, or the third, step of evaluation, how can I apply these lessons in the future? So now you know what thoughts were helpful. So maybe you write down all the thoughts that were helpful. You are able to see what emotions helped you achieve the results that you wanted to. And the action steps, okay? You are able to track that. Oh, okay, not posting or maybe holding myself back or not following up was not helpful. So what I want to do is follow up more with people. And I have to tell you that when you create this space to actually look and evaluate what's working and what's not working, then you're able to self-coach yourself. You're able to self-coach. And you're able to find ways to take steps that are more productive. So when you just keep showing up and never evaluating, then or creating content and never evaluating it, what happens is you just get into the safe space of, okay, all I need to do, again, the word need, all I need to do is just post and it will be fine. Well, not really. You also need to evaluate. You need to see, you want to see how your content creation impacts you, right? How do you feel and how do you think about it, right? And you want to also see how that impacts the people that are currently tuning in. But of course, with a little caveat that when you're starting out, it's not so easy to tell, okay, what are people thinking or what are people saying? The only thing you can evaluate, especially in the beginning, is you. Like, how are you feeling when you show up? Do you show up at all? When you show up, are you just creating, or you're also using this opportunity to make offers? And when you make offers, how do you make offers? Do you make them with confidence, or do you make them out of fear and anxiety that, oh, if I don't make an offer, I will be homeless, so I better make these offers and cling to the people. And of course, that is not helpful. So observing all these things, our thoughts, our emotions, and what we do and don't do that brings us results is really an exercise that you want to engage in if you want to get better at whatever you're doing. And in our case, you want to get better at content creation and making sure that this content reaches the right people and connects with them and moves them to action. I am so thankful that you've been following this challenge. If there are some videos that you haven't seen yet, I recommend you going back through those and applying certain lessons. And I would love to hear how this content is making an impact on you. And if you want to take this work deeper and really see it in action in your own business, I invite you to join our community. The link is in the description. Thank you so much for being here, and until next time.